primary what I play.
Enemy dropping into the AO. Hostile dropping into the area.
Be shocked
Watch
if this
the
works.
skies.
Oh my god, that worked.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Only iron.
Enemy dropping into the AO. Enemy soldiers nearby.
Hey guys, how's it going? Reverse here with another Warzone video. So I finally unlocked the liquid metal camo and titanium trials, and I can't really say that I feel accomplished doing so. And that's more so because it wasn't all me that equated to unlocking this. I had to rely on other people to help me unlock it. And I guess that's my biggest gripe, you know. This is only in quads the first week, and then in the second week it was in quads and duos. And if you don't have a tight squad, a good team, then you've got to rely, like me, on the luck of the draw of good teammates in random fills. Now, I'm a solo player, and this was basically impossible for a person of my skill level to accomplish on my own. So I had to rely on, again, the luck of the draw. Especially with this only lasting 2 weeks, and I just barely made it with like 8 hours to spare. Constantly running into the problem of people continuously backing out the moment that they die, or splatting the ground right off the rip to get their gulag challenge done. Which brings me to the next topic. This is, from what I understand, supposed to be a blueprint for ranked play in Warzone 2. And honestly, there's a few things that I think could happen or should happen, things that were good ideas, things that were bad ideas. But first off, and this one kind of applies for like Warzone as a whole, I think there should be, in Warzone 2 and Warzone Ranked, a penalty for backing out of matches in team-based matches. Like a 5 to 15 minute penalty to where you can't rejoin a lobby until that time's up because you backed out of a match. I mean, and that's a personal thing, but I'm not the only one who complained about it, and I heard plenty of people that I hopped into matches over the, I don't know, 100, 200 matches I played throughout this 2-week event, complaining that people back out. Another thing is, I don't think I really liked the whole fact that most of your health was in plates. I think I preferred it more when it was like Iron Trials, where most of your health was actually in your base health, and then you had your plates. It gave you more options as far as perks. Quick Fix was a big one. You played it up and you started healing. Stims were big. So I think that could have been better. They kind of mixed it up by throwing tempered everywheres, but still. I think I generally enjoyed it more in Iron Trials when you had more base health. Now talking about the loot, the redacted guns. Cool idea. I don't think that they executed them properly. I don't think they were anything over a kg. I don't think anything that was a redacted gun beat out the Marco or the kg at all. I think they could have built stronger redacted guns, made them put out more damage, and just all around had better builds. I think top one was actually just the XM4, but then you had the M60 LMG from Cold War, and that had iron sights. Why not throw a 3x axle arms optic on there? And you know, they were throwing perks on these from Vanguard, and it never told you what perks it actually had on it. Once again, following the loot, self-revives. Self-revives being in the flute pool, in the floor loot pool, was basically pointless since everyone started out with a self-revive and came back from the gulag with a self-revive. Now, it's one thing to start out with a self-revive, but coming back from the gulag with one is just ridiculous. You shouldn't be rewarded for losing a gunfight. You shouldn't be rewarded for being in a position that got you killed. Talking about the gulag, I think what they did with the actual guns in the gulag was a good idea, and I think normal BR could take a few notes, because pistols in the gulag meant you didn't have to ever worry about someone flying at you with an AR and gunning you out of the air. So pistols in the gulag, big win, and I think they need to go back to a rotation like what they used to do at the beginning of Cold War and throughout Verdansk, where they swapped out LMGs 1 week, ARs the next week, pistols 1 week, snipers another week. I mean, maybe that's too much for them to do every week, but I think that way was a lot better than what they have going on now. On a side note of things I think could benefit the future ranked mode, I think it could stand to benefit from restrictions on attachments like what they have in multiplayer ranked play, like silencers, maybe ammo upgrades, just a few limitations that means the meta is going to be far different from what the meta is in normal BR. Not only that, but limit a few perks, like Ghost for instance. Now Ghost isn't as powerful as it used to be, but there's definitely ones out there that could be limited. Combat Scout could be a little bit overpowered in ranked play. One could argue that even Restock. Not only that, it seemed like in this, most of the contracts were either bounties or recons. The supply runs were basically just so you could sit there and continuously get your teammates back, and I had matches where I did nothing but do supply runs getting my teammates back. And then scavengers were far and few in between and never gave you enough to buy your loadout. The idea that your loadout gets cheaper as the circles converge is actually a good idea, and I think that's something that could also follow into normal BR2. In closing, I think the Warzone specific camo challenges could have been done a little bit differently. And to be honest, I'm really glad that it's over. I don't have to sit here and grind to try to get this camo based off of other people helping me get it. Titanium Trials was interesting, but I think it could have benefited from a few minor changes that would have made it a little bit more enjoyable. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, if you agree, disagree, please leave a comment in the comment section. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already.